I stopped my herpes outbreaks, and I did it by learning my triggers and my symptoms first.
If you test positive for herpes, you are not alone. Here we learn, here we heal, and here we overcome. You are more than herpes. Welcome.
Yeah, you heard right. I don't get outbreaks anymore. And before you invalidate my efforts by telling me that it's because I've had it for a long time, you're wrong. I've had clients who've lived with this virus for 20 years who have sought my help and counsel to learning how to stop or minimize their outbreaks. So if that was true, these clients wouldn't still be experiencing back-to-back outbreaks. My name is Coach Shayna Singleton, and I help women stop their outbreaks and break free from shame so that they can get laid. I'm also the founder of Hey Cousin, your all-in-one stop shop resource hub, where my mission is to be at war with the herpes stigma until our community feels comfortable being open about their status and proud of their sexuality. If you are in search for any type of herpes resources, from community support, tips, books, dating sites, and more, go to the description box below. If you want to learn more about me and my expertise, do not hesitate to go to this video right now. Okay, so let's get into it, right? Triggers and symptoms will be different for most. I only learned this after coaching herpes positive people for the past 4 years now. If you want to know your personal triggers and symptoms instead of taking a mental note, it is best that you start collecting the data on yourself to know for sure. I've personally spent 2 years tracking my habits and outbreaks, and in doing so, I learned a lot about myself and how I was showing up in support of me having back-to-back herpes outbreaks, as well as what practices work best for me to prevent the outbreaks from coming at all. This made me write a book titled Bye Bye Blue Pill, which I no longer offer. This book was for all the information on how I personally stopped my outbreaks. I rewrote the book. It's titled Just Another Bump Along the Road ebook now. And this is after me doing the field work and interviewing and coaching thousands of people within the years. I wrote a book about what works best for us versus what works best for just me. What made me do this, what made me want to go on this journey was that I just had a baby. I found out I had herpes the same day I found out I was pregnant with my son. I know, double whammy. I got the 2-for-1 special. Anyway, I realized that I knew everything about my baby. I knew what he ate in a day, who he was with, his activities, his mood, his stress level. I knew his stool, what it smelled like, what it looked like when it changed. I knew his pee, what it smelled like, what it looked like when it changed. And I just knew everything about my baby. And it bothered me that I knew this about my baby, but I didn't know this about myself. I had no clue what I was doing, how I was showing up, and how it was impacting me, right? I can only assume and take a mental note about what causes my issues, but with no real facts. So I wanted to collect the data on myself. This made me want to track everything from my daily activities, who I was surrounding myself with, my stress level, my mood, my alcohol consumption, how much I would smoke, my stool, how it smelled, what it looked like, the food I was eating, my discharge, how it smelled and its consistency. Up until that point, I was only tracking my periods, and I knew that I was having an outbreak during every menstrual cycle. It was in the first year of my body journaling experience that I learned that my triggers and my symptoms. I learned that my nerve pain only occurred days before each outbreak, so I was able to pinpoint my nerve pain as a prodromal symptom. I learned that I would binge eat during my pre-menstruation, and everything that I would eat will make my body a place where my virus could thrive. And I was always high stress during pre-menstruation. So again, this made my body a place where the virus could thrive. Therefore, I was triggering all my own outbreaks during every period. Go figure. I used to think the period was triggering the outbreaks. It was me the whole time. Once I was able to identify that, I was able to stop that as well. I learned what and who caused me stress and how much easier life will be for me when I learned how to regulate my nervous system and incorporate stress management into my daily activities. It really exposed how much I was addicted to stress. I learned that pork will always put me in a bad mood and that it took me 2 weeks to process red meat. I learned that antivirals caused me hair loss and depressed and made me depressed. During my second year, after my first year and finding out all these things about me, during my second year of journaling, I was able to try different natural supplements to figure out what worked best for me for the duration of my outbreaks and eventually learning how to prevent the outbreaks altogether whenever my prodromal symptoms would appear. And I did this by tracking. I've literally created the blueprint so that it doesn't have to take you 2 years to track and to collect the data on yourself. This is exactly what I do for my clients in the Slay the Stigma coaching program. I have them download an app they can use so that they can track their habits and it's easy for them. And I've also built out my own outbreak tracker so that they can track their own outbreaks and collect the data. We recently just had a workshop titled the Body Journaling Workshop, Learn Your Triggers and Prodrome Symptoms. And this is where I showed people within the community how to track effectively to gain the knowledge in half of the time than me. I posted the replay for the workshop within the Hey Cousins all-in-one herpes resource hub. If you are looking for a more efficient way to track and collect the data on yourself so that you can learn your triggers and prodrome symptoms, do not hesitate to go to the description box below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Every Monday, I'll be delivering a tip. Every Wednesday, I'll be educating you about the virus. And then every Friday, we are dismantling the stigma. This really helps me and gives me a way to keep showing up for free and giving you this knowledge for free by you liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
I just want to say this too. I go to therapy and I've been in therapy for almost 3 years, and it's nothing like having someone who actually gets you on this level. So I just want to say I appreciate you. One thing that I've learned is from my own therapist is not about the actual school that teach you how to be a therapist and show up for people, is the real life experiences. So I just want to tell you thank you because this is doing so much. And so I even have therapy on Thursday before I came here, like to this group. So I just want to let you know it's certain things that we get, or I'll speak for myself, but that I can get from you that I can't get from someone else that doesn't walk and live in this world. So I just want to say I appreciate you and thank you very much.
Thank you.